you might be like me where you're kind of feeling a bit lost, not knowing what I guess life really has for you or what your next steps should be. I'm just going to kind of go over a little bit why I feel stuck and some things I'm doing to fix it. Just to give like a really short backstory about my experience and where I'm at. I'm 28 years old, about to turn 29 in a couple of months. I'm in Los Angeles, California. I'm from Missouri. So I moved out here on my own dime, been out here for 5 years. I've spent 10 to 12 years in the music industry. Actually made it quite far given, like circumstances of the music industry and how things are in here. I was an audio engineer, music producer, work at studios, work from home, sell sample packs, make melodies, make loops, make drum files, sell them online, done all that. Sold to some of your favorite big producers, people signed to internet money, people signed to major record labels, used my loops and drum packs before. I'm unaware of how many of them are in actual placements. I know one was a placement for an artist at Atlantic Records. His name is Rico Cartel. Worked with Designer, guy that did Panda. What else have I done? Worked with Bad Baby recently. Helped her. I mixed, mastered, and recorded her for her song Mommy Mode. Worked with the artist 310 Baby. I actually did his first professional recording session after he did Soak City. We did a song. I think it's called Like Bow. It was on his debut album. Worked with the artist Junie. Worked with a kind of like a TikTok guy that was kind of blowing up. He's signed to Def Jam. His name is Breeze Kennedy. I don't know if any of our songs came out yet. I just did audio engineering. Did songwriting stuff for BTS and TXT. Fortunately, those didn't get placed, but was still a job that they reached out to me for because I managed an artist that went viral in China. Andrew Spacey. Produced almost all of Andrew Spacey's music, did audio engineering, did mix and master, did the management, did publishing for him, help him out and grow him as an artist. Got really big in China. Stopped the management stuff. It was just too much time, and I was looking to starting to want to pivot out of music. This was 2 years ago. I worked with Lil Durk before. That was back in 2018. Worked with, was it Young Scooter? That was not in a session with him, but it had a song that I had to mix, like a feature. Nothing too crazy. Worked with Hoodrich Pablo Juan on a song. There was a feature for someone in St. Louis. So I did a lot. At the end of it, I think with all my stats and credits, it places me on muso.ai. They track all of your credits. You submit your credits and, they pick up some credits that you might be listed under. It puts me around top 2 to 4, 5, the top 2 to 5% of all music producers, audio engineers, songwriters in the world, which is cool. It's a cool stat, but it's such a killer industry where the trends change every 3 to 6 months. You gotta be working and you have to be absorbed in it. You can't be like, as I got older, I just kind of didn't want to spend 10 hours a day absorbing music and analyzing all music trends and making all music content. I did a YouTube page also teaching people. That's how we got leads over to the e-commerce website. So I was just super entrepreneurial. It's something I always wanted to do. I still want to do. I just don't know if I want to do it in music anymore. This is kind of where I would say the feeling lost has been where now I'm like, well, crap, I don't know what I want to do because I spent 10 years working with a whole bunch of artists, which is a great experience. Great. Like, I would never trade that off. I learned a lot. You know, you learn a lot about business. You learn a lot about music. You learn a lot about the entertainment industry. You meet a lot of great people, a lot of, not so great people. You make a lot of friends. You just have some experiences that just no one else will ever have in the world. Very few people. But like, now it's like, okay, well, I want to be able to like save up for retirement. I want to have good health insurance. I have good health insurance right now, but like when I move to Missouri, I'm going to lose that. And, I want to have like a 401k. Like, you start getting older and you start thinking like, wow, I kind of want these things that maybe like a real job provides, or so you start just kind of like getting to the stage where you're like, man, this is a lot of work for okay pay. You're able to pay the bills because I got super lucky. Right now it's a little bit rough because I'm in California, so the cost of living is extremely high, and I'm trying to balance out a lot of different things. And I'm not really focused on music as much as of lately because I'm trying to figure out other things I'm more passionate about. And I'm just kind of like lost because, I made a video where I did 2,000 applications, but hey, I technically still don't have a job. And you might be like wondering, well, what skills do you have, Andrew? You said you just spent 10 years in the music industry. Are you applying to music studios? And the answer is no. I'm applying to like technology stuff. But I don't have, senior software engineer. I don't have like formal tech companies under my belt. I've done a lot of tech stuff. I worked with AWS for 8 to 10 years, and ultimately, like, I understand a lot. I do JavaScript coding. I do Python, work with React, work with Next.js, work with SQL, PostgreSQL, played around with AWS SageMaker, like EC2 instances, S3 buckets. Like, I played around with a lot of stuff. I did contracts for AI annotation companies. So I've developed other skills over the span of the last 10 to 12 years. I graduated from college. I did additional AI ML certification training through MIT. I've invested a lot of time and money, especially within the last 3 years, to diversify myself. So I don't need to focus on the music because I'm going to get something better. Unfortunately, haven't landed that. So like, in a lot of ways, it's very easy. It's like, well, I don't even know what to do. You start almost like doubting yourself. Like, am I even capable of doing stuff outside of music? And, ultimately the answer is yes, I am. And so are you, or whatever you're trying to do. The challenge, though, is that persistence and consistency of breaking through that barrier. I know how to break through that barrier because I've done music. I mean, it's one of the hardest, I think music actually might be the hardest industry. With music, you can still do music and become successful whether you're 18, 16, 14, 30, 32, 25. So there's really no window. There is, of course, like a prime window, but there's no window for like, you will never be like in there. Yeah, hell, you got artists right now that are super, we'll just say super unattractive, and artists that are super attractive, and they both can become major hit like artists making good money. So there's there's a lot of things that kind of boil down what makes you successful in music, and a lot of it really does just boil down to pure luck and who you know. No other way of putting it, but that's just really a lot of it, as well as talent that does contribute. But barriers of trying to break into other industries aren't really an issue for me. It's just like, man, I just need like a shot at something. And on top of that, I don't know if it's me doing more coding. I don't know if it's me just going into straight up like an IT tech job, and then maybe while I'm there making some money, having some benefits, I work on something on the side. I have that entrepreneurial mindset. So, I'm always trying out new things. One of the new things I'm doing on top of everything else is spending a little bit of free time doing and learning Unreal Engine 5. I love video games. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to make my own video game that's going to be super successful. Maybe. I don't know. I'm doing it because I like it. I'm also studying for insurance because one of my friends works in the insurance industry and makes pretty good money considering on going that route. It's work from home. Seems like all I need to do is pass this insurance test, and, he got me with a job. So that's a good in. But it's like, well, that's not really a passion at that point, which is okay. Just it'll pay the bills, provide me benefits. I have solutions. And I think for my advice to other people is try to figure out where you're at. I'm sure there's a lot of people that might come across this video and they're like, hey, man, you're fucking lucky because you got however long in the music industry, you've made money, you met cool people, got cool experiences. I don't have that. I've been working at 7-Eleven for the last 10 years. I am not college educated. I don't know what to do. And my suggestion for someone like that that's coming to me, it'd be kind of like, you should probably go and invest in something outside of your 7-Eleven job. You're investing your time, your money from working at 7-Eleven into something. I don't know how long you would be working there, so maybe like pick up like a class, take some classes at like a community college or something. Yes, you will have less free time. Yes, you won't have time to hang out with your friends. You will have to manage working a job and going to school. But I think going to community college, if you don't have a college degree, is good because at least you can figure out what do you like. Because if you're just working like a dead-end job right now and you don't even know what you like, you definitely need to figure that out first. Don't lose the job because you need to make the money, but figure out what you like and maybe like 2 things that you'll like and really go hard on them while you're doing the job. And then see what's the livelihood possibilities of doing these 2 things. My advice, coming from a very adjacent industry or coming from the entertainment industry, like chase your dreams, but maybe if you're really screwed, you look for something that's going to pay you well, that's going to have odds that are going to be in your favor, that maybe aren't super competitive, or things that like purely matter on connections. For example, Hollywood, the music industry, those things require so many factors out of your control. You want to hedge your bet. If you're super stuck and super anxious and trying to figure something else out so you get out of that quicksand, then you need to focus on industries or something where the odds are more heavily weighted in your favor rather than doing something where you're going cold in. But like I said, you never know. That's the crazy thing about the entertainment industry. You never know. Part of the reason why I post these YouTube videos is to help people. The other factor is, maybe something comes from this. I don't know. I don't really lose a lot of sweat. I actually enjoy reading the comments and having communication and kind of sharing my life experiences and also hearing a lot of people's feedback in the comments. I actually see a lot of great comments. I see a lot of mean comments, of course. That just comes with the nature. And some of them are really funny. Ultimately, like, just you got to throw yourself out there. You can't, if you just stay stuck, you will stay stuck. I still do my music work. When it calls, it calls. I do it. On the flip side, though, I'm studying insurance. I'm continuing doing programming and working on some like projects that I think could make money and they're really cool. And I'm learning Unreal Engine because I like video games and I'd rather probably make my own video games than spend time playing video games because it's fun. And I make these YouTube videos. I'm my time is pretty strapped. I don't really have a lot of free time. I'm just hedging my bets to be hopefully in my favor long term. Time will tell, Maybe I just end up getting a modest job doing insurance, make my own insurance firm after some time and have some customers at the insurance firm and, I make some okay money. Or maybe I get a technician job at a, help desk and work my way up and I become some manager at like some tech adjacent company and making a modest 6 figures and save up and own a home in Missouri. I don't know. I don't know what end results are. All I know is I just don't want to be in my current position. So I got to really invest in other things than what I've done. That's what I would recommend to anyone else. Just, you're going to have to really dig out of that hole. Like I'm digging out of my own hole that, nothing I'm really pursuing right now nothing that I've done in the music industry exclusively really pertains to anything that I'm doing now. Likely during those 10 years or however many years in the music industry, I was doing other skills, building an e-commerce site, selling music files. You're learning additional things there. So I can apply that on my resume. I can talk about that in an interview. Try to come up with that stuff in your current life, or if you're pursuing something better. I kind of positioned everything I was doing over the last 10 years like, okay, how can I tackle on multiple things that better wait for the advantage of my future? It's just kind of how I was taught. Am I rolling in the dough? Absolutely not. I'm just, in a lot of ways, just been super lucky, saved up a lot of money, there's just no other way. I just got lucky. A lot of this was just pure luck. I just hedged. My goal is to always hedge something where it's always in my favor. Okay, am I going to just go out and party and drink with the boys during college? I might do that like once every 2 weeks. But most of the days were, okay, I'm studying music. I'm building my e-commerce site. I'm building this course that I'm going to sell to people. I have a course that has like 800 students on Udemy. I didn't make a lot of money because Udemy takes so much money out of the signups. Just like I did a whole bunch of different things. And that's my best advice. Like, try to do a whole bunch of things. If you're really stuck, you got to go expose yourself to new information, new things. Try to be careful with the entertainment industry or things that you can't control, like YouTube, you can't really control. Music industry, you can't really control to a certain extent. You can kind of control what you know and like technology and other things. Eventually, you will be able to find a job that someone will employ you. And this is saying from someone who's not employed. I just know it. Like, it's just one of those things. In no way can it be harder than the music industry. I just need to focus more on it. So, yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. I tried to do this video like 3-4 different times. So hopefully this one's a little bit more centered and focused and also helpful. So, yeah, thank you.